I would like to say before we get started on the tutorial that you will need 4 people to complete the full Easter egg. If you do not have 4, you can still complete the Easter egg just up until the boss fight at the end. I would also like to add that if you want to have a certain gobblegum pack to use, that I could recommend is going to be Perkaholic, Shopping Free, Near Death Experience, Raindrops, and Fear and Headlights. The Fear and Headlights and the Raindrops is going to be used mostly towards the end, and I'll show you guys a way to cheese all of the fights. So we're going to get started here on getting to the beast mode. We're going to shock this panel to power up revive. We're going to hit this box for a summoning key. We're going to run over to this panel and we're going to hit it from crane. This will be used to drop a part. We can grapple up here, known as Nero's Lair. And we're going to shock this last box. That is part 1 done. You can also hit that box in the corner, the door, but it only gives you a random round.
Did someone throw this key away?
Help me. Only together can
So here we're going to pick up the lawyer's pen. Now, every time you pick up one of these parts, you're going to have 2 keepers spawn in, so keep that in mind. We're going to take this pen upstairs. And here we can start a ritual with the summoning key. Now, with this, we're only going to have 4 keepers who spawn in. You can kill them over and over, or you can just run around. I choose to kill them here because I have the dingo, so it's pretty easy. But then again, you can just walk around. They should be walking in front. I'd also recommend doing this on one of the lower rounds, like round 1 or 2. We're gonna get a gate worm. Now do note, on rituals 2 and 4, you will have a Margwa spawn. So remember that. Now that we got spawned done, we're gonna head over to Canal District. And we're gonna show you with 2 different beast forms how to do the Canal District. Grapple up, shock it for Jug, and we're gonna run over to where the stairs are. Shock this panel, that gives us access to upstairs. And now we're gonna jump down, we're gonna melee this box, melee this door for the rift. We will use that later. Come down and shock this. This will actually unlock that box we meleeed earlier. And we're gonna grapple up into the Ruby Rabbit. I ran out of a beast here, but we're going to shock this final panel. That will give us access to the Ruby Rabbit. And we're going to come down here and we're going to shock this special box, which is technically an egg box, is what I like to call it. We will use that later for the sword. Now we're going to come back through, pick up all the parts. We get the badge, kill the 2 keepers. Open up the rift. We will use that later for a flag step, but you can also use it for transportation. We're going to head up into the Ruby Rabbit, start this ritual, and here I'm going to show you just how slow you can walk. Do be careful when you first start it. They'll come out of this portal and kind of surprise you. But other than that, you can take it very slow. They do not go that fast, and only 4 will spawn on each of these rituals. So, now that this gate worm is done, a Margwa would appear for me, but it is doing this in different order for the purpose of the tutorial. So we're gonna grapple up for the waterfront, hit the panel to get up there, hit the egg crate, and I will have to use multiple beasts to get this open. We can grapple up here, hit this box, that will be our next part, and we're gonna go over here, hit this door, this will unlock another rift, and we can head on to the final part. Which is going to be basically the end where we unlock the door for the main area, the boxing ring. So, now we're going to come back through here and collect all the parts. And for this area, we have the championship belt. As I said previously, 2 keepers will spawn, hit this rift, and we head back downstairs. Here's the HVK. I do highly recommend buying this weapon, as it does shred the bosses. And 4 keepers will only spawn, and you can just walk them around. I try to show all 4 of them, all 4 of the keepers on each ritual. Now I will have a Margwa spawn for me, even though it's the 3rd ritual being done, but it's because it's out of order and only shown for tutorial purposes. Now we're going to head over to Footlight District. There's Waterfront, which we just did. Here's the Footlight, or also known as the Burlesque. And to get started here, we're going to hit this panel. This will unlock the way up. We're going to hit this box for the egg, and we're going to hit this door for the rift. Now we can walk up these stairs, and we can actually hit the panel for the speed call up, and we're going to be jumping across for that box. Now this box is going to have one of the parts in it, known as a hairpiece. We can jump back across and grapple over for the last panel. This will unlock the door to the burlesque. And we can get out of beast form. Here's the hairpiece. 2 keepers will spawn. We can head over to the rift, open that up on our way up. And you do, because I get sometimes mixed up with it, but you do not have to go through the rift to actually make it appear on the other side. Once you open it, you're good to go. But it's going to be our 4th and last, second to last ritual, other than the main ritual to open up Pack Punch.
The burlesque. More than any other place in this city, your paths have crossed here. Oh, this place?
But just like any others, all 4 keepers will spawn in, no more will, and we can walk it out. We can also jump up onto this ledge, so do not feel trapped by or feel enforced to only use the stairs. As shown, you can jump up and down. I use the stairs mainly just because it's more impactful for the tutorial. And we're done. And here's my last Margwa. And I'm going to show this part here. The Margwa does teleport away from me, but as you see he's coming back, he will always come back. For some reason it's a bug in the game where he teleports away and teleports back to you. But I wanted to just show that just in case if some people felt confused to why he's not there.
I'm not even gonna bother reading your rights. No chance you're gonna come quietly, huh?
So now we're going to take it inside of one of these rifts. It doesn't matter which one you go through, but we're going to have 4 keepers. And as you see in the background here, we have a yellow keeper writings. If we go close to it, it will open up the main area towards Pack-a-Punch, just so you know. But we're going to hit this egg box. We're going to hit that panel for Widow's Mind. Hit this panel for Mule Kick. And we're going to hit this main panel to open up upstairs to downstairs, and we can head out of beast mode. So as you see, this is it opened up, and we're gonna go through and place all the gate worms. It does not matter which order you put the gate worms in. Please be patient on the things coming in, because I tend to get a little impatient here and try to wall run or walk across while it's still building and I fall through. So be careful of that. But we can run across, put the last gate worm in, and now we have our access points to get back and forth. And now we're going to start this main ritual here. Just like all the others, 4 keepers are going to spawn, and we just walk them through. Now do note sometimes 2 Margwas will spawn in at the end of this. But after this, we have Pack-a-Punch fully opened, which is where all the gate worms are pointing to, and you can Pack-a-Punch to HVK, in my recommendation. And there you go. So now we're going to focus on the Tram step. The Tram step is going to be used for getting a sword, and there's going to be 3 symbols which you need to remember. I usually start a Footlight because it's the easiest. I always recommend this route. We're going to take Footlight to Waterfront, and we're going to look on our left here. And here's the first symbol. I'm going to slow it down for you. So I got 1, 1, 1 for me. This is one way I like to go at it. Up here on my left, I have 1 again. So in my head, I'm going to keep a mental note of 1, 1, 1, 1. That's just one way I like to do it, but do this any way that you would find easier. So I'm going to take Waterfront to Canals, and you can look on the right if you forgot that symbol again. And then on my right here is going to be the last symbol. I got 1, 2, 1. So my final symbols are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. That's my best strategy at it. Refer to it as you like. We're going to go back down to Pack-a-Punch, and on this wall we're going to have a bunch of symbols. Just choose the symbols that were shown on that tram ride, and then we'll open up. In this wall is going to be an egg. You're going to pick up an egg, and you're going to take it to these egg boxes that you were hitting earlier. Now we're going to fill it up with 10 to 20 zombies. Once 10 to 20 zombies are inside of that, you will hear a ding, as shown. And you can go pick up the egg. And that's egg place 1 then. Now it does not matter which order you do these in, but this is the order I recommend as it's easier for me and faster for me. And we're gonna head to the Ruby Rabbit, and in the corner where we get the egg box, put it down again, get 10 to 20 zombie kills. And every time you pick it up, you will get an update as shown on the left. When you pick it up on your left, you'll see like an update as it gets filled. Now we're gonna head over to the burlesque, put it on the egg, and repeat. Now parasites and meatballs will not count for kills from the zombies. And that green goo in the background is for the Margwa weapon, which I will have for a later video. Pick it up, we have 3 out of 4 done. Now we're going to go to Waterfront and back upstairs where we put the last egg. And you can see my dad in the background filling his egg. I'd like to shout out him, Necro. He really helped with making this tutorial happen. And as you can see on the left side, our egg is completely filled. So now we're going to take it down all the way to the bottom where we first got the sword. As you can see, it's fully filled, so we can put it in. Wait a couple seconds, you can pull out the sword. Congratulations, you now have the apothecary sword. Now we're going to upgrade the sword, you could say. So you're going to go to each of your character's settings. So you're going to go down to the boxing gym if you're the fighter. Here you're going to go to the burlesque if you're the girl. Now, you won't see what I'm seeing here. You're going to see like a ghost keeper. But you will only see it if you're that character, just so you know. For the magician, we're going to go to Nero's lair. And my dad was the fighter, just so you know. And then for me, as I am the cop, I'm going to go to the Ruby Rabbit. And so this is what you all will see. He is holding an egg for you, and you're going to go pick up that egg. That egg is called the Arch-Ovem. So now you're going to take this Arch-Ovem to each of the 4 circles outside of your setting. And you're going to spawn 1 Margwa, kill it. Progress around. Now you can only do another circle after you progress around, just so you know. After you progressed around, you can go up to the circle again and interact with it. Now on your second time doing it, you're going to spawn 2 Margwas. Now do not fear, only 2 Margwas will spawn after your second circle. And to take out the Margwas, you just wait until they open one eye, shoot them, they'll spring back, and they'll chase you, and you just wait until the eye opens again. And just like the original egg, on the left side you can see they went up for progress. The next one's going to be right outside the boxing ring. Progress around as shown, and you can re-interact with it. After Margwas will only spawn as shown. That is 3 out of 4 done. And now my last one is going to be in the burlesque, outside of it. And we just killed these 2 Margwas, and we're good. We're done with the egg. As you can see, it's fully done. So now we're going to go back to where we first got the egg. We're going to give her our sword. She's going to turn it into the keeper sword, and there you go. You have successfully upgraded your sword. Now all players need to upgrade their sword for the next step. We're going to call this the flag step. So to start this flag step, we're going to go up to Nero's lair, or the first virtual spot, and we're going to look for this book on the ground. Interact with the book with X or F, depending on what you are playing on, and it will fall into the air. It's going to stay like that, so do not worry. But now that we interacted with the book, we can go downstairs to where Pack-a-Punch is, and you will find the flag. Now with this flag, it's going to be just like the Arch-Ovems, except a little bit different. And here I'm going to actually show you two instances of each way I like to do this. The two first ways are going to be near death, which is a little bit harder, but it is manageable. And the last two is going to be fear and headlights, which fear and headlights is my way to go. So we pick up this flag, and we're going to take it to any ritual spot. You can go any order again. What me and my dad likes to do is we call the silver protector in our preferred spot. We place it down at these purple glowing areas, and we just protect the flag. That's your main goal, is protecting the flag. Your priority, though, is once you kill the Shadow Man. He appears here and there. If you don't kill the Shadow Man, he will break that flag instantly. But once the flag dings, you can interact with it. Sometimes a maximum will spawn, sometimes a maximum won't. That depends on how much damage the flag takes. We're going to progress with the burlesque deeper, and we protect it again. Just watch out for all the meatballs, all the parasites, and mainly for the Shadow Man. Shadow Man will always appear with that summoning key in his hand, with like a Margwa face. That's one way to find them easily. You also like have a purple aura around him. But we didn't take much damage with that flag, so we got a free max ammo. Now when we bring it to the ritual area, you only have to do it twice, then you bring it to the ritual area. It automatically will set it down, you do not have to interact with it. You will have a Margwa spawn, and you will have a max ammo at the ritual. But skip around, and we can interact with the flag again. Here we're going to choose to go to Nero's lair. We're going to show a near death. As you can see, my dad called the Simple Protector. Put it down at the glowing spots. And we're going to just protect it again. Now this can get chaotic. This can get really overwhelming. So just be prepared for that. It is maybe going to take a couple tries if you're not used to defending this location. But like I said, really get on that Shadow Man. Okay, so you hear that ding, pick it up, and go to the next purple spot, which is going to be here. We're going to just do it again. This is why I recommend near death or fear and headlights, because if you can't get fear and headlights, at least if someone goes down, you can get them up, they'll keep their perks and their weapons. Just watch for the parasites, keep watching for the Shadow Man, keep watching for those people. I hear that ding, so I pick it up. Now I can run all the way up top. And that is 2 out of 4 flags done. And that is the instances of near death. Now I'm going to show you my preferred method, which is going to be fear and headlights. and all you have to do is pop the rear and headlights and just stare at the flag, and you'll see here in this video. So we're gonna head over to the Ruby Rabbit. As you can see, my dad called the silver protector. I popped my rear and headlights and I set it down. And I look for that Shadow Man immediately. As soon as I set it down, I look for that Shadow Man. But instead of having to protect it, now all I have to do is look at the flag and kill anything that comes near it. Now the Shadow Man is not affected by the rear and headlights, just so you know. So main priority is always the Shadow Man. Like I said, he will instantly kill the flag. And that is part 1 of that flag. Now we're going to move on to part 2, and we're just going to stare at the flag. As you can see, this is much more easier than doing a near-death experience. So what I would recommend is have as much players as possible to have rear and headlights on them. And if you're running 4 people, have 3 rear and headlights, 1 near death, just in case. You never know. And because it took minimal damage, we were able to get a max ammo from it. And now we can run up to Ruby Rabbit. So that's going to be 3 flags out of 4 done. Just walk up to it, no need to interact. We're going to turn the Ghost Keeper for actual Keeper. Progress around, and we're going to go to the boxing ring, or the Waterfront. Pop rear and headlights, put the flag down, the Shadow Man, and I stand back and watch the flag. Easy as pie. I hear the ding, so I pick back up and take it to the next area. And if you want to know how to grab the Silver Protector, I will also have another video on that. Pick it up. Now we're gonna head back down to the boxing ring, and we are all done with the flags. No more. Now, I would recommend trying to go for a raindrops for this last part. If you do not have raindrops, I would recommend getting little Arnies, because that's the best way to do it. But interact with the keeper, and only 1 keeper per player. Pop your raindrops and grab your death machine and light them up. And all I do here is look for the purple smoke, and that's where I shoot. Once I shoot them all the way to the altar, I interact with the altar. You get the double upgraded sword, and that is the main Easter egg complete. Now that is only for the solo. I'm going to show you the last part, which is only 4 players. And now your screen is going to start glowing red like this. And you want to find these white blobs all over the place. They're pretty frequent, but the white blobs is what you really want. So watch out for these purple symbols on the ground. You do not want to touch those, because those will really kill you. So you're going to want 1 player on Footlight, 1 player on Canals, and 1 player in Waterfront, and 1 player in the middle. 3 of these players are going to be in beast mode. And this middle player is going to have 3 keepers in the middle where you will need to shock. 1 player is going to be at the tram, and he either needs to call the tram to him, or he needs to call the tram away from him and run out immediately so he does not ride with the tram. Then he needs to run back down to where the beast mode is, interact with it, run up, shock the tram railroad, and it will turn blue. You're going to look for these like microphone things, and that's what you're going to be shocking. Once it turns blue, you know you've done it. Then as soon as the tram comes and hits that main gate worm, that's when you're going to want to shock all three. As you can see, it just hit it. So you want to shock all three keepers in the middle. As soon as you do that, your screen is going to flash. They're going to shoot lasers into the sky, and you have successfully completed the whole boss fight.